To the average person, the island of Madagascar may seem like a biological oasis, full to the brim of loads and loads of species which you won't find anywhere else on the planet. And that is still true, but what a lot of people don't know is that it's under threat, mainly through deforestation. Now, the forest of Madagascar is where the majority of its biodiversity lies, and it's disappearing at an absolutely alarming rate. Of the stuff that's left, 45% of it is less than 500 kilometers squared, and some models are predicting they'll all be gone by 2025. So what can science do to help that? Well, one of the things it can do is by helping to understand how these complex ecosystems work in the first place, which, believe it or not, we know very, very little about. And this is what researchers at the Life Sciences Department at the University of Bristol are now starting to find out. They think that flying foxes, which are a type of frugivorous bat species, could be important at maintaining and regenerating these forest ecosystems. Now, the Life Sciences Department here in Bristol has a pretty big bat group which over the years has looked into all sorts of areas of bat biology, from their echolocation, their evolution, and in this case, ecology. So, how could a flying fox be so important at maintaining and possibly regenerating forest ecosystems? Well, it all comes down to what they eat. Now, there are already loads of set-in-stone examples of bats being useful as pollinators for different important plant species. But that isn't what's going on here. As I said before, these bats are frugivorous. That means they feed on fruit. So the idea is that these bats are really useful at dispersing the seeds from that fruit in their feces. And more importantly, the tree species that they disperse are what we call pioneer species. They're some of the first species to colonize bare land as an ecosystem develops. So, if we're talking about conserving these forest ecosystems, then perhaps the flying foxes have a particularly important role. And that's what the scientists did. They looked at the species Pteropus rufus using GPS tags amongst a whole host of other scientific methods to see and analyse their effect at dispersing seeds within forest ecosystems in Madagascar. So what were the results then? Well, one of the main findings was that the seeds that we're talking about had a much greater germination success after they passed through the gut of the bat. Now, the reason why that is pretty simple. It's been known for quite a long time, and that's because, well, when a bat poos something out, that seed is covered with its ready-made fertiliser. So it's got loads of nutrients there to make germination much more likely to be successful. The other main finding from the GPS tags was that these bats appear to be depositing and dispersing these seeds in quite degraded habitats, and therefore possibly facilitating the regeneration of these forests. So perhaps, if we did let nature take its course, the bats would actually help regenerate some of the forests that have been lost through deforestation by humans. So it's like we've got our ready-made gardeners already. But of course the problem is that these bats are under threat, not only through deforestation, but all sorts of other factors as well. So hopefully what this research will help to show is that bats have an incredible effect at maintaining and regenerating these highly productive ecosystems. So by helping to conserve them, we're not just conserving the bats, but all the other species which come with them in these incredible ecosystems.